This is Paige coming to you with the Thor review. This movie stars Chris Hemsworth as Thor, Tom Hiddleston as Loki, Natalie Portman as Jane Foster, Stellan Skarsgård as Dr. Eric Selvig, Kat Dennings as Darcy, Anthony Hopkins as Odin, Renee Russo as Odin's wife, whose name I cannot pronounce, and Clark Gregg as Agent Phil Coulson. And I didn't stutter over his name! Yay! I can never remember that man's name. I actually rehearsed that. Chris Hemsworth as Thor. I saw the Avengers first, which was probably a mistake, because I went into the Avengers having only the vaguest comic book idea of who these characters were. And so I went into Thor with a preconceived notion of Thor's character, which was pretty much killed in the first 10 minutes of this movie. Yeah. He's arrogant, he's reckless, he's really arrogant.
Oh my god, unbelievably arrogant.
This dude actually believes he's a god. But he pulls it off. He does it really well, which kind of makes you wonder what Chris Hemsworth is like. But he also pulls off the changes in Thor's character, the necessary character development. And he also makes that believable. He makes the arrogant jerk believable, and the changes in the character believable. So, you know, there are probably not a lot of actors who could have done it as well as he did. So in this movie, overall, I give his performance 4 out of 5 stars. There were a couple of things, just a couple of little niggling details that, you know, I thought could have been done better. Natalie Portman as Jane Foster. In this movie, Natalie Portman plays an astrophysicist, I believe. And she does the techie, geeky girl thing really well, and I was very impressed by her grasp of the language. Most people, you hand them the sort of techie, geeky role, and it sounds really scripted. It doesn't sound real, it doesn't sound believable, and coming from her, it did. But she pulls it off, and she does very, very well. So I give her performance 5 stars. I would also like to point out that while we were rewatching this movie, I'm sitting there staring at the TV going, now why the hell wasn't she Snow White?
You're on this again?
Shut up! It would have been a great movie if Natalie Portman had been Snow White. 1, she has facial expression. 2, she has vocal inflection. 3, she can act. And 4, she is a beautiful girl. Natalie Portman and Charlize Theron can actually compete in the looks department. Kristen Stewart cannot hold a candle. She cannot hold a cardboard match to either one of them. Done. Kat Dennings as Darcy. Darcy is... I'm not exactly sure what Darcy's purpose is. That sort of escaped me.
I guess she was probably supposed to be partially comic relief and partially, you know, not so much of Natalie Portman being overwhelming.
Well, but what is she? I mean, what is Darcy? I think she's a college student.
Maybe an intern.
She's comic relief.
Very well done, though.
Yeah, she pulls off the I'm an incredibly intelligent airhead thing incredibly well. So I actually give her performance 4 stars. Stellan Skarsgård as Eric Selvig. Again, I saw the Avengers before I saw Thor, before I saw Captain America, before I saw Iron Man 2. And before I saw Hulk. Thank you, Lucas. The Peanut Gallery. So I kind of knew what to expect from his character. I knew he would do the geek thing very well, and he did. He is another who is believable in the I am very intelligent, really, I know what I'm talking about manner of speaking. Anthony Hopkins as Odin.
Oh my god.
He was ready to smother me.
She was giggling half the time.
This has nothing to do with his performance. Anthony Hopkins, I give him 5 stars as Odin. He did an awesome job. But every time he came on screen, I would hear, "And I ate his liver with some fava beans and a nice Chianti," or "Hello, Clarice." And
it was annoying half the time. I'm going, "Shut up!"
Yeah. Every time he came on screen, I would go, "Fava beans!" or "Hello, Clarice." And then I would hear, "Will you shut up?" No!
Be quiet.
It's my house too! But really, it had nothing to do with his performance as Odin, because he was excellent. It's up here. So really, he did a great job. He was very believable. I wasn't laughing at him. I was laughing at the mental image I had of Hannibal Lecter as the king of Asgard. Renee Russo as Odin's wife. This was actually one of the issues I had with this movie. Renee Russo is an incredibly talented actress. She is a very beautiful woman. And you do not stick a beautiful, talented woman like Renee Russo in the background, hand her 8 lines. I didn't really like that. I thought her role should have been expanded. Yes, she was an excellent supporting character. She did her role very well. Her interactions with Odin, with Thor, with Loki were all very well done, well scripted, well acted. And that was part of the reason I wanted to see more of her. Because it came across in the movie that this is the one person Loki loves. Loki really feels for in their little family unit. So I kind of wanted to see what made him feel that way, and you don't get to see that. That kind of bothered me. But I give her performance 5 stars. I give the directing staff or the writing staff or whatever put her in this role, gave her this small role, I give them 3 because she was wasted. Moving on. Clark Gregg as Agent Phil Coulson. As I have mentioned before, I love the character of Agent Coulson. The only issue I had was that he wasn't in enough of the movie. He is cool, aloof, slightly sarcastic. He's very believable. I do not believe they could have gotten a better actor. Thor's lackeys, which would be the Warriors 3 and Sif. Their roles were not very big. What you saw of them was either very actiony or slightly comedic, or very comedic. In the case of Volstag's, "I'm going to stuff everything that isn't nailed down into my face" scene, which was actually really funny. And they did very well. They were excellent supporting characters. They got across the points they needed to get across. So, 4.5 stars to them. There were a couple little nitpicky things. And of course, saving the best for last. Loki. If you see the Avengers first, seeing Loki in Thor will almost literally tie your brain into a knot. He's different, he is lighter, he's not as dark, he is almost a nice guy. And the thing is, if you see the Avengers first, you're sitting there going, "God, this man is just a jerk." But if you see Thor first, you understand what made him this way. You actually sympathize with him in Thor. You feel for this man. You feel for his degeneration into what he becomes. And you kind of get a glimpse at what else he could have been. And I don't know, it's an interesting look into Loki's character. And like I said, the only thing you really get that he feels for, that he loves unconditionally, is his mother. And it kinda, makes you wonder, what happened before this? I mean, has Thor always been this much of a jerk? And you kind of get the impression he just wants what his brother has. He wants the affection of his father. And he doesn't feel he's gotten that because Thor is the better warrior. And again, this is a character you sympathize with. You feel for him and for what takes him down this road. So Tom Hiddleston rocked this role. He really did. He was excellent. So I actually give him like 6 out of 5. And for those of you, like my friend Callie, who think Jeremy Renner is just the hottest of the hot, a complete dreamboat, he is actually in approximately 3.5 minutes of Thor. It slides pretty much under the radar. You have to watch for it or you will miss it.
And he is uncredited.
He is uncredited. In no way is Jeremy Renner mentioned in the credits on this movie. So, you have to watch for it. And that is one of the things I actually like about Marvel movies is the tie-ins that you get to the other Marvel movies. Like at the end of The Incredible Hulk, you see Tony Stark. In Thor, you get Coulson. And in Captain America, you get Howard Stark. In Iron Man 2, you get the prototype of Cap's shield. Watch for these things. These things are really, really cool. So, I actually think that was all of my thoughts on Thor. Overall, I give the movie 4.5 out of 5 because, like I said, there were a couple of small details that I think could have been done better. I really think Renee Russo should have had a bigger part in this movie because she is an excellent actress. I believe that our next video is actually a product review of this Aqua Clear power filter. Yay! The fish are my husband's new obsession, so you'll be probably seeing a lot of fish product reviews on our channel. And yes, it is our channel now. Whether he knows it or not. After that, our next video is going to be a review of the first series of the new Doctor Who, which stars Christopher Eccleston as the Doctor and Billie Piper as Rose Tyler. I totally blanked on her name for a second. And a little bit of trivia for you, Christopher Eccleston is going to be in the next Thor movie, which is due out in November of 2013. So, if you like this video, feel free to subscribe. If you have anything you would like to see reviewed, a television show, a movie, a video game, or a book, for that matter, because I will be doing book reviews because I am that kind of geek. Let us know in the comment section down below. Feel free to tell us you liked it, you hated it, you disagreed with something I said. By any means, I am thrilled to hear any of it. So, thank you for watching. I really hope you enjoyed.